Hi friends, you're watching Miss Lala, owner and doll designer of the Christian Crochet Addict. Hey Crochet Cousins, it's Lala. First, before we begin this course, thank you so much for taking the time to learn how to crochet and for hanging out with little old me. You are greatly appreciated. Today we will be using a size J hook, which is a 5.75 millimeter hook. And before we begin, let's talk about how to hold this crochet hook. There are two types of hold. There is the pin hold. So if you are comfortable with holding your hook this way, it is perfectly fine. There's no right or wrong way to hold your hook as long as you're comfortable. Another hold is the knife hold. That is this way. This is the way that I'm comfortable with, and please keep in mind that I am right-handed. Let's get this party started, shall we? Place your hook underneath the yarn. Then take the smaller piece of the yarn and wrap it over the longer piece. You're then going to wrap that long piece over your hook. That top loop should go under the hook and the bottom loop should go over the hook. If you were able to do that the first time, OMG, you are the bomb.com. Let's do it again. What we are doing is called a slip knot. This allows us to work without our work coming apart. You have to start with a knot first. So we're going to wrap that yarn over like so. Put the long loop over the front of that hook. The top one should go under the hook and the bottom one should go over the hook. And there we will form a knot. Don't get discouraged. We're going to do it again. Simply place that yarn over the hook, twist that small piece over, take the longer piece and let it go underneath the hook, and that bottom loop should go over the hook, and then we will form a knot. The longer piece is what we will use to tighten up our yarn on the hook. You don't want it too tight. Do you see how freely this moves up and down the hook? It should glide smoothly. So just make sure that it's not too tight. Whenever you are crocheting, don't forget you have two hands. Use them both. Hold the hook with your dominant hand along with that little tail. Your right hand is going to do the work with the yarn. Do you see that loop we just made? Let's wrap that long piece over. Grab it with the same hand and pull up. That bottom loop will go over the top loop. Don't you dare get discouraged. We're going to do it again. Wrap that yarn over the hook. Make sure it goes under that lip, underneath the hook, and the bottom loop should go over. You see that? Notice that I'm using both my hands. We are working back and forth, and that loop went over. Grab it with your right hand. Now grab it with your left hand and flip over. Let's do it again. Voila! If at any time you feel like this video is going way too fast, feel free to pause it. We're going to do this several more times. Wrap that yarn over and pull up. Let's wrap that yarn over and pull up. See, look how those chains are consistent and they are the same size. Wrap that yarn over and pull up. Notice how that top loop goes under the hook and that bottom loop goes over the hook. And that, my dear, is what you call a chain. Each and every single one of your stitches should be uniform. The more you do it, the better they will look. If they look a little wonky right now, don't worry. Your main objective is to get those hands moving. It will become mechanical. Trust me. I am a crochet master and I know what I'm talking about. As always, practice makes perfect. Now, if you feel like you need to practice some more, pause here or rewind so that you can keep practicing your chains. We are now doing a half double crochet. Place that hook inside the third chain from the hook. Wrap that yarn over and we're going to pull through all 3 of those loops. Do you see that there? Now, the reason why we skipped those first 2 chains is because a half double crochet is the same height as 2 chains. Wrap that yarn over, put it through the hole and pull through that yarn. Wrap it over again and pull through all 3 of those loops. You're doing a half double crochet. Let's try it again. Wrap the yarn over, put it through the chain, pull through the yarn, and now you're going to wrap it around again and pull through all 3 loops. Notice the top loop always hides underneath that hook. It does not go over with the rest of them. Wrap that yarn over. There we go. See, it's underneath the hook and pull through all 3 loops. That is called a half double crochet and it is the same height as 2 chains. Let's keep on doing it for the entire row. Take your time. You can do this. It's all about practice. Okay, we are getting towards the end of this chain. Now you know 1 half double crochet is equivalent to 2 chains. We are now going to work on our double crochets. Double crochets are equivalent to 3 chains. In some patterns, you only have to do 2 chains. For tutorial purposes, we are going to do 3 chains. Look how neat those half double crochets look. If you feel like you still need some work on the half double crochets or the chains, don't worry. Rewind this tutorial so that you can practice it again. But if you feel like you've got it, let's move on to double crochets. Chain 3. Turn your work over. We will not work in that first stitch because that chain 3 counts as a double crochet. Wrap the yarn over the hook, put the hook through the hole, pull through the yarn and wrap it around again. Pull through 2 loops, wrap it around again, and pull through the 2 remaining loops. You, my dear, have just done a double crochet. Let's do it again. Just like a half double crochet, wrap the yarn over, put the hook through the hole, pull the yarn through, then wrap the yarn again, pull through 2 loops, wrap the yarn again, and pull through 2 more loops. It's almost like a half double crochet. The only difference is that we're pulling through 2 loops instead of all the loops at one time. Wrap the yarn over, put the hook through the hole, pull the yarn through, wrap it over again, pull through 2 loops, then wrap the yarn again and pull through 2 more loops. That's another double crochet. Let's continue to do the entire row. Wrap the yarn over, put it through the hole, pull through the yarn, wrap it over again, pull through 2 loops, wrap the yarn again, and pull through the 2 remaining loops. There's another double crochet. Continue these double crochets. I'm telling you, you're only going to get better. Wrap the yarn over, pull through 2 loops, then pull through 2 more loops. We're going to work it all the way to the end. Wrap that yarn over, put it through the hole, pull through the yarn, wrap it over again, pull through 2 loops, wrap the yarn again, and pull through those 2 remaining loops. Yay, we finished that whole row of double crochets. Now, if you feel like you need to work some more on it, don't worry, you can always go back. But now we're going to move on to single crochets. Let's do 1 row across the top. Chain 1 and turn your work over. Do not work in the first stitch because the chain 1 counts as a single crochet. Move over to the next one, put your hook in the hole, pull the yarn through, wrap the yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and that is a single crochet. Put your yarn in the hole, pull the yarn through, wrap the yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Let's do the entire row, shall we? Place your hook inside the hole, pull the yarn through, wrap the yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Place your hook inside the hole, pull the yarn through, wrap the yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Again, place your hook in the hole, pull the yarn through, wrap the yarn over and pull through 2 loops. I can't see what you're doing right now, but for some reason I feel like you're doing great. With all projects, you have to start with the slip knot, and guess what? You have to end with one too. So let's end this project with a slip knot. Grab your scissors and cut the yarn. After you cut the yarn, we're going to do a slip knot. This knot will hold everything in place. You do not want all of your work to be in vain. The knot will be right here in this corner. Wrap the yarn over on your hook and pull through that tail of yarn. Now we're going to hide that yarn. We have our knot in place, but we don't want yarn just hanging out and interrupting the fun. So grab a darning needle, and I'm going to show you the best way to thread it. Pinch it like so, and you're going to do kind of like a slicing action and get it in that hole. Let's do it again. Fold your yarn over. You see how big the eye is? That's how you know it's a darning needle. It's a big eye. It's perfect for yarn. Fold your yarn in half. Pinch it just like this. Then take your darning needle and slice it back and forth until you can get a little bit through the hole. Once there's some yarn through, you can pull the rest through. And that's how I thread my yarn needle. Now, some people call it a darning needle or a tapestry needle. It doesn't matter. As long as it has a big eye and that you can get that yarn through it, you are in business. So let's do it again. Slice at it. Once you pinch the yarn and folded it in half, slice at it back and forth, and there you go. It's threaded. When hiding the tail, it's important that you go through the stitches. You don't want to go just one direction. So right now we're going to just go through these stitches on this diagonal, just like so. Can you see how I went through the stitches? This is what you want. You don't want to wash your project and then all of the ends start to come out. Now, because we did a slip knot, it's not going to come loose, but it doesn't look good when you have the tail sticking out. Now we're going to go ahead a different direction. This is just for security purposes. Some people don't do this. I usually do it this way and that way and this way. I'm telling you, if it's not a toy and it's a blanket, I sew it back and forth in different directions so that it won't come out. My goal when I create things is to not only love it for myself, but I want my customers to love it too. Cut away any excess string, and there it should be hidden, gone, forever, dead, vamoose, whatever. Let's try it again on this one. You're going to fold that yarn over, make a small loop and pinch it, then slice at it with your darning needle, tapestry needle, whatever you want to call it, and pull the remaining yarn through. Stitch through the stitches one direction, and then you're going to go through the stitches another direction. Cut away that excess, and you are done. Again, thank you so much for taking the moment to learn how to crochet. You could have chose any videos on the internet, but you chose mine. And I'm grateful and I am humble. Please make sure you give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. And everyone have a wonderful, blessed day. And remember, God loves you, and so do I on Tuesdays. I'm just kidding. Have a great day.